So I want to start with this. There's a lot of reasons to like Patrick Mahomes. He talked to Peter King, and I'll get to the bite in a few minutes, but he talked about how, you can't worry about money. What do you want your legacy to be? What do you want to be associated with? And Patrick Mahomes has taken less money because he wants to be a winner. And, it's really obnoxious. I really noticed it this summer, how obnoxious it is. The average American family is making $60,000 a year. The media is obsessed with how much pro athletes make. And I would read these contracts on the internet, and I'd think, are people they don't want to hear this stuff. They're trying to feed their families. We got inflation, gas prices are up, and your favorite athlete or your least favorite's making $195 million. You don't want the NFL to become the NBA where it's all they talk about is glamour, fame, and dollars. And it was Kyler Murray, what's he going to get paid? And Lamar Jackson, now, what's he going to get paid? And I spent 2 years on Dak. What's he going to get paid? Who cares? Russell Wilson, that contract, what's he going to get paid? How about less so you can win more? I mean, the minute Aaron Rodgers said, I want $50 million and made sure the media knew he made $50 million, you're not winning the Super Bowl. You're out of Super Bowl contention. You cannot afford, when Devontae Adams leaves, you can't afford a number one wide receiver. The reason Tom Brady signed with Fox and that massive deal, because he always got the big picture, Brady is considered a winner. He didn't have the best arm. He's not the most athletic. No, he is the winning brand in the NFL. He made $45 million last year off the field because people want to be associated with winners, not just famous people. There's a lot of famous people advertisers have no interest in doing deals with. If you look at the the generational wealth athletes of my lifetime, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Tom Brady, Magic Johnson, what do they all have in common? Winning. They don't all have great personalities. They just won a lot. Tiger Woods doesn't have a great personality. Michael Jordan had some glamour. I mean, Magic was obviously a magnetic personality. Brady's politically correct. They were winners. Look at Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford took some max money in Detroit. He didn't have any endorsements. He comes to L.A., takes less money, wins a Super Bowl, immediately 4 national brands. AT&T, Disney, Amazon Prime, Little Caesars, and I text this morning to somebody, he's adding more because he's a winner. I love Russell Wilson. But if you are worried about bank, you're not going to keep your 2 corners. You're not going to keep those running backs or those safeties. I always hear people talking about winning. Russell Wilson wants to win. I love Russell Wilson. Then you can't take the most money. It's just the way the game works. Mahomes has figured it out. You got to trust your GM. Patrick Mahomes does. You got to trust your coach to elevate players. Do you want to, every couple years, have new tight ends, new receivers, a new offensive coordinator, new players, or do you want continuity? Because we know continuity is what wins in sports. Continuity is what's winning in sports. It's the Warriors' continuity, the Milwaukee Bucks' continuity. You're starting to look at the Rams. They're really building continuity. Chiefs have continuity. What do you want? People want to be around winners. Take a little less. Be a winning brand. It will pay off big. And Elway won. I have no idea who had more national commercials. Again, if you see the big picture, if you want to win games, if you want to be talked about forever, and to be able to get endorsements into your 50s and 60s, nothing sells like winning. And you win more in salary cap leagues when the star takes a little less. I was thinking about the Dallas Cowboys, and they're starting to remind me of the Raiders as Al Davis aged. So as Al Davis aged, the Raiders, the drafts got weirder. The team got stranger. There was a lot of family squabbles and noise. And as Jerry Jones ages, you've had some issues in the family. The drafts have gotten kind of like odd, and the team's got now some holes. I don't think they're well coached. But Al and Jerry are very similar. They're both mavericks to their DNA. They're mavericks to the core. They're contrarian, strong, have a sense of branding. They're hands-on owners. They actually see themselves as sort of football experts. Al did and Jerry does because Jerry played college football. And in Al's cognitive prime in his 40s and 50s, the Raiders were a great brand. The coaching hires were fantastic. The drafting was clever. Their offense was smart. They were kind of a model of excellence, and they won 3 Super Bowls. And then he aged. And when Jerry, in his 40s and 50s, bought the Cowboys, the branding was amazing, pushed back on the league, a total maverick. The coaching hires were smart. They won multiple Super Bowls and created a dynasty and a very, very good coaching hire record and a very pro-player culture. But when Al got into his 70s, he was still meddling, but out of touch, a little tone deaf, weird coaching hires, and they were never really seriously even in the same galaxy of the Super Bowl teams. Not really close. And I kind of feel as Jerry has aged, and he's still meddling, I don't think the Cowboys are close to a Super Bowl team. I think they beat the Eagles, they beat Washington, they beat the Giants. They don't beat good teams. And if you look at Dallas today, I don't even look at them as, I don't think they're particularly well coached. I haven't liked their last 2 drafts. I mean, they hit on Micah Parsons. The kid's terrific. I don't think they have elite quarterback play. And when they do, it's because certain players are available, but they let Amari Cooper go. As the NFL trends toward a weapons league, they are perilously thin at wide receiver. If CeeDee Lamb got hurt, they're in big trouble. And so as I look at the Cowboys, and, they're such a popular team, people ask me, what do you think about the Cowboys? And I said, they had a moment. They used to, hire a Parcells or a Jimmy Johnson, and they had an Aikman or a Romo, and they were kind of ahead of the curve. Their branding was good. They were always clever and pushed back on the league. It's very Al Davis in his 40s and 50s. But I do feel they're becoming a bit like Al's Raiders at the end, that how they view themselves is privately, not how anybody else views them. We talk about him, but do we talk about him with reverence or because of oddities? Because they're noisy. Al's Raiders at the end were noisy, not great. The Cowboys increasingly noisy. They're not great. You don't think they're great. Most people don't have them winning one of the NFL's weakest divisions. But Jerry and Al, they tell you it's all about the final prize. If they were in the AFC, no way. In the NFC, it's thin. The middle's pretty soft. Maybe they've got a shot. But I don't know. The more I look at them, the more they're starting to feel like Al Davis at the end with those Raiders. They make noise, but I can't take them seriously. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.